Battle lines have been drawn. It's a lower bracket, best of 3 bloodbath. Will Bigburstovic be able to pull off a victory and have a rematch in the grand final against Smoked Trout? Or will skill-capped, the arena players that looked totally and completely and utterly lost puppy dogs on day number 1 have managed to pull their strategies together in day number 2, advance to the grand finals to face off against Smoked Trout? Both teams with such legendary lineups, if that is the case, but you cannot count Bigburstovic out at any time because they bring Big Burst.
Yeah, they bring Big Burst with their member Divinovic. This guy on the Red Paladin is going to be the main damage dealer. If he can connect to Corki, surely Corki should go down. We all know what happens when a Red Paladin pops his wings, especially if there's a couple of juicy stacks. And with how some of these Warzone games have been going, the stacks have been ramping up to pretty much max here. So Corki definitely going to have to be a little bit careful here, dropping down on that balcony and maybe jumping back up is going to be the only solution here to deal with Divinovic. But we're going to see as well Nala and Jamu on that Moonkin Druid now. Jamu has been pretty crucial to Bigburstovic, playing that Warlock now on the Moonkin. Going to look to get some Solar Beam combinations, maybe over onto Lontar and some cross crowd control over to Cavi so they can take everybody down here. Corki, he has Acro and Monkarch on his side to try to take down Sona, and we know Acro and Monkarch, they are two of the most mobile classes. They can keep up with the Demon Hunter to some extent, so you're going to look to catch him out in kidney shots, and the gates have opened. Sid?
I think not having a Death Knight is going to play a very much so important part of this game, because Acro and Monkarch almost killed Benny in the last series with a Death Knight gripping them, snaring them, preventing them from connecting. Now, without those snares, without that support, I'm not sure if Sona will be able to survive. Divinovic, that Retribution Paladin, he's got the Berserking. I can tell that D-Machine probably has his eyes glued to the screen right now, with the Avenging Wrath potentially being pulled here shortly to find a kill. Maybe baiting a cooldown with just a Berserking, then going for the Avenging Wrath later on. Divinovic is 1 versus 1 in Cavi in midfield, although it's going to be difficult, I think, for a Retribution Paladin to go after a Holy Paladin, so maybe he has to give up the chase. He's just trying to prevent Cavi from getting to the flag carrier as much as possible. We do see Sona having an equally difficult time on the opposing side. Who's going to pick up the flag first? Corki is. Sona gets sapped. So Corki, potential opportunity for a quick cap if they can keep Sona crowd controlled.
Nicely done here by Nala as well, sapping up Corki. They already forced out Sona's trinket here, and Sona is making his way down. And now Corki, he actually drops the flag here. A kind of bad-mannered move here from Corki. I think did he re-pick up the flag? He did re-pick up the flag there, and now he's making his way down to the tunnel here. Nala's going to go ahead and blind up Cavi. He's going to trinket out of that, hit Corki with the blessing of protection here. Divinovic, though, kind of laying down the law already here on that Retribution Party. Now Cervantes back in the fight. Corki dropping the flag a second time there and picking it up. I don't know if it's a flag or it's the basketball, but he's definitely bouncing it up and down, and he's making his way down the tunnel with the freedom, actually going back in trying to kill Nala over here, but Nala now catching Corki out in a smoke bomb. Cavi doesn't have a blessing of protection. Corki, what are you going to do? Lontar connects with the Earthbind Totem and the Earthen Wall protection there right in the nick of time, should be able to stabilize Corki, and Corki's even still taking Nala down with him. Nala, one more hit from Cavi is gonna do it, send him to the graveyard. Now Divinovic all by himself. Don't think he should be able to take down Corki, not when the stacks are this low, and when he has so much backup, he's gonna go down as well. But luckily for him, he can still res together with Nala and coordinate a new assault as we see Sona caught up in a smoke bomb. Sid?
Ring of Peace actually knocks Sona out of the smoke bomb. Maybe a missed timing on Monkarch's part, but Sona needs to get to that jump location as soon as possible at the graveyard. Somehow avoid being shadow stepped to, so they're going to need to make sure they stun Acro when Sona makes the escape. Bubblevic gets swapped to. Skill capped have total domination of the team fight. Potentially going to be graveyard camping Bigburstovic. Sona gets gripped down back into the fight by Cervantes. Looks like he's unable to escape for now. Locked into a kidney shot, but no crowd control onto his healers, so not taking too much pressure as a result. Double leg sweep hits the Ret Paladin and the Demon Hunter. Hex, Jamu needs to be dispelling these hexes. Orcs don't die, sitting through a full hex. That's very devastating for the team of Bigburstovic. 8 seconds of only one healer. Now Sona managing to at least escape up top, but getting gripped right back into the fight, and Skill Capped is just totally owning Bigburstovic. Spearling Totem now pulled out from the defensive lineup. Lone Tar caught into a blinding light. Maybe an opportunity for Bigburstovic, but it's still just momentum all in favor of Skill Capped. Sona jumps up to safety. Acro Shadow steps to connect. He's the only member. Ring of Peace. Sona trying to stay on top, but Ring of Peace pins him back down to the bottom. Sona giving up on that location, but gripped back into the fight. Sona unable to escape without those Death Knight snares, without the Chains of Ice. The Skill Capped are just chasing him down and going for the kill. Sona's still somehow, someway staying alive. Acro cycloned at low health. Jamma maybe trying to set up a swap out of the Cyclone. Lontar setting up some chain heals, going to be denying that. Sona repositioning up into the ramp or inside the tunnel, looking to get closer to the flag, but he still has a Windwalker and a Rogue. He can't overextend too much away from his healers. Stun locked in the tunnel with 3 members attacking him. Bubblevic goes for a big heal, but he's stacked up. Big mistake. Stacked up in the tunnel. Close quartered combat leaves them open to multi-purpose crowd controls, and now Sona is so low on health. Ring of Peace could deny the healers from getting to Sona from the tunnel. Monkarn's a beautiful positioning on that. Great attempt by Skill Capped, and first cap is going to go to them. This is looking like a totally different Skill Cap from yesterday.
What a great attack here by Skill Capped. Acrololz and Monkarns doing such a great job here, staying onto one of the most slippery targets that you can ever encounter in PvP combat. Sona on that Demon Hunter, not going to be able to survive there, and a lot of that is because of the place by Cervantes in the offense, gripping down Sona when he is on the graveyard, allowing Acro to reconnect with the Shadow Step, when Monkarn's Ring of Peace as well there. All of them really contributing. We see Corki going for a little hibernate there on Orcs Don't Die, and he's just going to be walking across the map in travel form. Lontar ready to drop the flag. Is he going to drop it next to Divinovic? Beautiful Hammer of Justice. Lontar waiting with the flag drop right there. Beautiful swap there, making sure Divinovic can't click that flag. And we see Sona actually caught up in a sap. He doesn't have a trinket. This could be it. Corki could be going for a quick cap here, as we see the flag is being picked up now by Jammu instead, but that's not the target where you want to have the flag. Skill Cap has a huge opportunity here, Sid.
Yeah, once again, you want that flag on the tanks. So Sona, in this case, Jammu being the balanced druid, is hanging out on top of the graveyard, waiting for Sona to jump up for a safe transfer. That would make the most sense. I would not like to see Jammu jump down the side. Sona gets Ring of Peace. They're trying to stall the exchange, but no one can get up there. Easy exchange, good awareness from Jammu, not panicking and trying to get to the team too quickly, making sure that there's a safe transfer. Now maybe going for offense. Jammu is moving up into the tunnel, looking to reconvene with Nala to take out Corki. Will they be able to? Let's see what the situation looks like. Lone Tar is far away. It is only Cavi with the flag carrier. So Moon can Rogue, if they can crowd control Cavi. Hammer of Justice looks good so far to try and take out Corki. Lone Tar is still far away from the fight, but just no damage on the Corki. Kidney shot, Cyclone, good combo. This could be it. They need more though. Where's the crowd control? They don't keep the chain going. Cavi saves the day with a defensive cooldown. Corki will begin to stabilize, and Lone Tar has now made it back to the fight. With both Lone Tar and Cavi there, unlikely to see Bigburstovic find a kill anytime soon. Divinovic under huge fire though. Divine Shield, I believe, to stay alive, and even still having a difficult time recovering with 3 members of his team on offense, all at 50% health and absolutely no mana. It's looking like Skill Caps are going to wipe the offense of Bigburstovic here momentarily. Can Divinovic keep it going with nothing left in the tank? Holding on by a thread. Avenging Crusader on 1%. Divine blinding light onto everyone, but dies despite it. Nala is trying to retreat away, maybe regenerate some health, but Cervantes is on his tail. Absolutely no way Nala is going to be escaping with Lone Tar now moving over. Jammu and Nala are trying to reset, but they're not going to let them. So the offense for Bigburstovic has been thwarted. Lone Tar looks like he's now going to be leaving defense and going on to offense. Nala is still trying to kite away. Jamma has actually managed to escape. So Cervantes, he tried to juke Cervantes by shadow stepping up as Cervantes went down, but was on the slope and fell down to now probably almost certain death against Cervantes. Jamma trying to support it. Cervantes in a 1v2. Cervantes, I think, is likely to actually take the 1 versus 2 pretty easily. Nala's still on sub 10%, trying to make it to the hut, but this is not the Leaf Hut, so it's not going to be regenerating its health. Still pulling away. Cavi there to support. Cyclone stalls it for now. as Jamma and Nala desperately just try to stay alive. I'm not even sure at this point if it's worth it, but maybe they just never kill them. They just hold them in snares and prevent them from getting back to the fight. Divinovic is got berserking, and he's going to go after the flag carrier while Cavi is far away and distracted with Nala. I wonder if they didn't even see Divinovic go up the tunnel. Lone Tower and crowd controlled on the opposing side. Curious to see if Corki gets punished for this. Nala has distracted Cavi in midfield. Jammu's got him crowd controlled. Divinovic might be able to 1v1 Corki. That's really what's going to have to wait and see if it happens. But Corki sees the Retribution Paladin and moves back towards Cavi, so now that is not an opportunity. Bigburstovic trying to keep Skillcapped on their toes, but Skillcapped have improved so much over yesterday to today, and I'm almost thinking that they might be able to take this entire thing, Zico.
Yeah, it's looking very likely right now. They have a very commanding positioning. Cervantes taking down Nala there. He's going to slow down the offense. And now if they can take down Divinovic as Nala just rezzed, that would be huge here for Skillcap's defense. Jammu as well, with that Celestial alignment, is going to throw out a couple of Cyclones. But I think he should be fine for now. Divinovic doing what he can to get away from Cervantes. But man, those Chains of Ice are annoying. And as I say that, Divinovic actually on his Divine Steed gets war stomped by Cavi into a Hammer of Justice here. Beautifully executed. It's going to allow Cervantes to not only reconnect, but it's going to allow Corki as well to escape from that ret completely. And that's exactly what he needs to be doing. Even if you're a Guardian Druid, ret paladins are not what you want to be tanking. And Nala now shadow stepping over to get a sap. Corki though in combat going to get kidney shot right now, and he should be fine for this attack here. The Maledicts are flying in. Lontar's going to dispel that, drop the Earthenwall Totem as well. Cavi and Corki and Lontar are just kind of 3v1ing Nala right now, so he should be fine. Now on the flip side, Sona doesn't have a trinket, so there could be a potential opportunity there if Acro and Monkarn can connect. Acro in the tunnel saps up Sona. He's going to allow Monkarn time to reach his target. Switches the sap to Bublovic. Nice kidney shot here, no trinket. Monkarn, do you have the damage to back it up? There's the Ring of Peace. Double leg sweep potentially could be enough crowd control here, and they do get the paralyzed. They finish him off, but the blinding light allows Bublovic to pick up the flag. What a play.
I mean, he's still got a Rogue and a Windwalker. Sona gets the body rest. Can he get the transfer? This is what it's going to come down to. Can Sona pick up the flag fast enough? They get it. They drop it while he was stunned. They didn't expect him to drop it while he was stunned, I think. And Sona was able to pull off the transfer. He's got Monkarn speared up. He's jumped up to safety. Acro Shadow steps over. Monkarns, where's your Transcendence? It's up there. But Acro gets Illidan's grasp off the side, and Bublovic could probably kill Acro with the Avenging Crusader. In the meantime, Nala gets the kill over onto Corki, but flag transfers over to Cavi. Constant pressure on both fronts. Get Bigburstovic pull off the miracle. Cavi in trouble. No support here. Lone Tower gets interrupted. Beautiful setup here. That's going to be a cap for Bigburstovic, and I do believe within the realm of the rules, it's the team that capped most recently that wins. So skill cap, they're now on the clock.
Wow, Bublovic with the save here, picking up the flag off of that double divine light, and then as well he gets the flag transfer when they least expect it. Great stuff all around here from Bublovic, for sure the MVP for Team Bigburstovic. Now he drops a Blessing of Protection on the sap, combine it with the freedom, so Acro is forced to use his shadowy duel here. Shouldn't be enough still for Sona if he combines it with a jump right now. He actually gets the crippling poison, he gets the blind, no Blessing of Protection available here, so Sona's getting slowed down. But on the flip side, Nala is doing exactly the same thing to Corki here. Corki is going to do what he can to run away from the situation. Lontar going to be able to top him off, and Corki is so quick here. And Monkarns has already picked up the flag. He's going to go ahead and take that down the tunnel, deliver that little package here for Corki, and he's going to pick that up and immediately try to go for the speed cap. A little bit of an overlap right there with the Ring of Peace, but just in case there's any rogues in the neighborhood, Monkarns wanted to be safe to make sure no one stops that flag transfer. Nala now going to reconnect with the blind onto Monkarns, kidney shot onto Corki. Maledicts are connecting. Orcs don't die, even pitching in with a few lightning bolts. You see that Team Bigburstovic really want this win, Sid.
Yeah, you can really tell. What a close call. Insane plays from Divinovic. If Bigburstovic managed to win this, it's all on his shoulders with that snipe pickup, with the transfer during the stun. Really MVP there for the team just when they needed it. Now skill capped They've only got 6 minutes, 53 seconds to get a cap, or they are going to be losing the first round, which we did not anticipate with such high-level arena players. We expect on the team fight-oriented maps for them to find victory, but Bigburstovic pull off a big miracle play, and now skill capped, they're in dire straits to try and take this back. One advantage they still hold is that unholy Death Knight with the Chains of Ice, currently crowd controlling Orcs Don't Die from getting back to Sona. Now Sona has just jumped across the battlefield. Cervantes is actually on offense. Blinding Light, but Monkarns and Acrolol in hot pursuit, and it's going to be a Death Knight Rogue Windwalker against a Vengeance Holy Paladin Restoration Shaman. And it seems like skill capped are really putting the pressure on, but Hex on Cervantes will slow it for now. Curious to see what kind of pressure Corky is under on the opposite side of the map. He is actually stunned up while Nala has Cavi crowd controlled. This is good burst onto Corky. If Sona can stay alive, crowd control is endless. Corky trinkets out of Cyclone, but both his healers are still crowd controlled. Needs to be enough defense. Corky appears to be stabilizing for now as Cavi blows through vital defensives as well as the Spirit Link Totem. Basically all the defensive lineup for skill cap to keep Corky alive during that assault. Sona in a good position to escape to safety, and without the Chains of Ice, Divinovic is going to be able to stay on target. Jama is going to be able to stay on target, but Sona still in trouble in the meantime. Smoke Bomb gets dropped, trying to disrupt all of the healers here of the team of Bigburstovic. It's all about just not dying at this point. Sona jumping up to the graveyard. Where's the grip? Where's the Shadow Step? Where's the Transcendence? They need to get back on target. Monkarns with the Transcendence. Sona now needs to make a decision. Does he jump down? He is going to jump down, but back into the clutches of Acro. Bublovic is still blinded. One interrupt onto Orcs Don't Die could close the game out. He fake casts with the chain heal, gets the second. Bublovic moves over, is able to stabilize. Cervantes actually switches targets for a moment. Bublovic with the sacrifice damage redirected has to Divine Shield. Is going to stay alive, but that was his most powerful defensive cooldown now out of the way. Acro Earth Grab rooted up by Orcs Don't Die. Corky in trouble on the opposite side of the map. It's constantly back and forth between these teams down to the wire.
Yeah, beautiful done. And now another stun here onto Sona. No escape available. Corky going down on the flip side here. The flag gets returned. If Sona doesn't die in the stun lock, this could be a potential 2-1 cap happening here for Team Bigburstovic. Monkan realizes the situation, going immediately to pick that flag up. Sona, realizing the danger he is in as well, he's going to completely run away to the other side here. And he actually does drop the flag here. And it's a complete reset. They realize that if they drop the flag and reset the stacks, they can actually just win the game that way. So a Bigburstovic here with some big brain plays here. They're gonna go ahead and reset the stacks completely. Now all they have to do is stall for 4 minutes and they will win this game.
Big brain to Vic here in game number 1 against skill capped with a miracle play off the shoulders of Divinovic, MVP for the team really in this first game. And it's only a best of 3, so that is going to put skill capped on match point if they can't pull something off quick. They've only got 4 minutes left on the clock to be able to get a cap. Can the arena veterans, BlizzCon competitors pull it off? Corky is just so low on health. He's not even maybe able to make it for the transfer. Nala's on top of him. Acro moves over. Maybe he's going to be able to save the day here. Corky is trying to connect, but Nala is just owning him right now with pressure. If Corky dies even without the flag, that's a real statement from the team of Bigburstovic. Corky gets Blessing of Protection, makes it across. They need to get the transfer. Monkarns needs to give the flag over to Corky. They drop the flag. Where's the pickup? Okay, Corky gets the pickup. A little bit delayed there. Might have been an opportunity for Bigburstovic to return it, actually. In the meantime, Sona with the flag as well. Corky's still getting trained down. Sona has the support of his team. Acro is going to have a hard time killing him by himself. Whereas on the opposite side, Cavi is in a blind. Divinovic actually getting Terminator style down by Cervantes. Gladiator's Maledict, multiple stuns. Divinovic in trouble on the run, already using the Divine Shield earlier. Doesn't have that safety net. Does get back to the safety of his team. Now with the Avenging Wrath pulled out, he's going to be doing tons of damage. Corky could be in a lot of trouble. Acro is getting cleaved down and could fall as well. Cavi is Cyclone. Lontar not in any crowd control though. Acro retreats away. He cannot go into that blender. Instead, trying to maybe go after Sona. Blinds him up in midfield. Bublovic's at his side. Acro just holding Sona in midfield. Exposed without that Z-axis for safety. Buying time for his team. Now Monkarns closing over. Earth, Wind, and Fire rotates the sap over, but Orcs Don't Die's in position. He gets gripped away by Cervantes. Good crowd control from skill capped, but Bublovic breaks out and is able to stabilize Benny quite effectively. It's now Corky who is actually in quite a bit of trouble. Will he fall? He's got the support of his team. I feel like it should be unlikely. Lone Target Cyclone. Nala gets bursted down with that added Guardian Druid damage. Maybe enough to pull it off. Divinovic is trying to support him with some extra heals on that Red Paladin. The blinding light, though, denies any more support. Nala barely holding on. He has to stay alive if they want to keep up the offense, but there's effectively no healer here for the team. Nala has to just avoid the fight for now. Let his teammates really develop momentum, try and escape and reset his health and go in for a push. Acro, in the meantime, on offense has gone down, and Bigburstovic, all they have to do is not die, and they're going to get victory here on Warsong Gulch, game number 1, and it's looking good with Acro out of the fight, dying so early on. Still only a minute and 27 seconds to kill Sona.
Yeah, but we do see Nala as well forced back now. Honestly, if I was Bigburstovic now, I would just put most of their players on defense. There's no reason to even have an offense at this point. 1 more minute and they will win it. And they do find Acro here in a kidney shot. This could be big for their defense as well. Nala just doing what he can here to stall it out. Blinds up Acro. Acro trinkets out of that one immediately. He could potentially get sapped here before he gets the restep up. Clever movement. He's going to allow him to get that restep up. Now Acro looking for the sap himself. He's going to be able to find it, but he had to use that shadow step now. Nala trinkets out of that, gets resapped on his trinket, and Acro again, you know, showing off his mechanics there, but to what use here? Sona is got to be the target of choice. He has to use his trinket out of that stun there, but he still has a lot of cooldowns to work with here. He's still next to Bublovic, and we know Bublovic, he has some cooldowns to rotate around here. Freedom is being used onto Sona. If Sona doesn't go down in the next 30 seconds here, we're gonna see Bigburstovic walk away with this one, Sid.
30 seconds left on the clock. Sona on the run with Bublovic to support. Munkar and Cervantes having a difficult time reconnecting to their target, but in the meantime, Corky is wiping up the offense, so they're going to most likely be able to survive, but they have to do a lot more than survive. They got 9 seconds on the clock to kill Sona. Sona is so far away from the fight, nobody inside of even being able to tickle him. Bigburstovic pull off a big miracle against Skill Capped in game 1.
I don't even know if you could call that a miracle. Bigburstovic going up 1-0 over Skill Capped, where it looked like Skill Capped was just dominating the early game. Bigburstovic could pull it together, and they get the 1-0 victory now heading into the losers map choice. But I like that. Wow, that was crazy because, you know, early on, you guys had both picked Skill Capped, and I'm watching the game sitting here writing some notes down, and I see Skill Capped get a pretty quick cap actually for, you know, majority of the time we watch 6v6, the cap doesn't really come that fast. And I was like, oh, Skill Cap has really turned it on. And I was like, oh, it's not looking good for my prediction. But Bigburstovic pulled it back in a big way. Bublovic managed to grab the flag and running outside. And they had that really quick exchange there. And then the Demon Hunter Benny was able to, you know, jump around and do Demon Hunter thing.
I think that the strategy here from Bigburstovic, Sona going on the Shadow Priest to get Void Shift, it's all about powerful cooldowns that guarantee your survival. Now what I'm interested to see is if the Restoration Shamans are running the Res Totem as opposed to the Earthen Wall, as I actually think it is more effective on this map, just immediately getting your team member back alive, rather than the Earthen Wall, which is likely to get crushed through when an Orb Carrier takes so much damage. Earthen Wall Totem becomes entirely ineffective, so this could be a lot of ping-ponging of health bars up and down over and over, and some possible reses as well. This could be one of the most chaotic games we've seen of the day, and it's match point. So Skill Capped taking it to a risky map here on match point.
We're going to see if it pays off. I mean, like we kind of mentioned, the composition that we expected here from Bigburstovic is the one that we see. We're going to expect Sona to very quickly in the fight pick up the first orb for his team, and then they're going to rotate some of those Holy Paladin cooldowns with Sona. Now on the side of Skill Capped, they do have Corky as well as Cervantes as potential orb carriers, and they have themselves the Holy Paladin as well. So they could potentially mirror that strategy. We're going to see both teams engaging. There's a rogue in the middle. You see Sona immediately going for that orb. No one picking it up on the side of Skill Capped here. So again, now Sona immediately making his way down to the middle as the fight gets started, Sid.
Yeah, no one has picked up orange orbs, so the points are already building for Bigburstovic, but kills also grant points, so if Skill Capped can take advantage of the damage taken and find a kill, wipe up the team, they will get a huge lead, but they're the ones getting wiped up. Lone Tar at half health. Cavi struggling to recover. Sona still being targeted down. Dispersion traded as he retreats, trying to escape to safety, but with a Windwalker, Death Knight, and a Rogue, I don't know if there is anywhere safe on this map for you to go. Lontar is still taking a huge brunt of damage, and this is the advantage of the Red Paladin on these close quarters. This is why Temple of Combo, I would have said, is so much more favored to Bigburstovic. The risk that Skill Cap took on this map selection, knowing they had this composition in their back pocket, but now finally momentum. Bublovic, 10% health, barely hangs on. Cavi now getting reversed on. Sona likely to fall. Orb return, but only 10 points to 162. Skill Cap need to clean up this fight. They need to pick up the flags, but Divinovic already in position. Nala already in position. Corky's trying to outrun him. Who's going to get it first? Corky does. Orbs are now tied between the teams, but already a point lead established, and I think that was a bit of a mistake from Skill Cap early on, not taking the orb, but they are finally wiping them up. Divinovic likely to fall as Orcs Don't Die is interrupted. Divinovic holds on. Nope, he's going to fall. Who picks it up? Lontar and Cavi in position, but reluctant to do so. Monkarn's going to roll over, pick it up. Now it's 2 orbs for Skill Caps if Corky doesn't go down momentarily as the chaos continues.
Nicely done here by Skill Cap to kind of recover from that opener. We saw a much cleaner kill here onto Sona early on. He managed to go through all of the cooldowns pretty much immediately due to some nice swapping. And now we see Corky taking 2 Chaos Bolts there to the face from Jamu. He's going to be able to survive for now, but for how long? Monkrans and Corky both kind of covering behind that pillar. Cavi now caught up, gets sniped by the Chaos Bolt. Cataclysm now casted out. Monkarn, how are you going to survive? Green Orb return. Corky now next on the chopping block. Jamu getting kicked up here by Acro. Acro doing what he can, but it's not going to be enough as Nala claims another victim. Cervantes immediately picking up the next orb, and we see Sona though finally managing to get the orb and take it to the middle as Lontar actually roots in and hexes him on the edge there. So I'm not sure if Sona actually was getting 15 points there per tick, but Cervantes going to take the orb and walk it all the way to the side. And I don't like the stall strategy because the debuff is just stacking for him though. So I feel like he has to, but at the same time, it's not the greatest spot to be in if you are Skill Cap, because now Cervantes, he's going to be able to go down immediately. It's all going to come down to the re-pick up.
He needs to be getting in the middle now that he's connected with his healer. He had no healer and 3 DPS members chasing him, so he at least held some sort of point income during that moment in time, but now that the healers are back, they need to get in the middle. They need to start winning the team fight. Chaos Bolt sniped out onto Cavi from downstairs on Jamu. Corky isolated. Lontar and Cavi out of position to heal him, trying to get back to his side and his aid. Will they get there in time? No, Corky will fall, taking the Boomkin and all of his burst out of the fight for an extended period of time. Crowd control from Bigburstovic is solid here. They get the kill on Cervantes. 2 members down for Skill Cap. The lead now in favor of Bigburstovic. And suddenly, the arena team, Skill Cap, he's managed to swing it back, trying to make me eat my words. Sona will get closed out. Monkarn rolls over, picks up the orb, reluctant to go into midfield, being down 2 members of the team. It's not a safe place to be, but Nala is hunting him. Divinovic hunting him as well. Monkarn's far out of line of sight. Where's the Transcendence? I think it's too far away. Jamu is left in midfield. Monkarn's manages to at least get back in the middle. Lontar is there. Cavi is there. No high stacks just yet, only 60% with a lot of defensive cooldowns. I would say it's unlikely to see Monkarns die at this point, but Bigburstovic already with almost double the points. Skill Cap need to try and get a double cap or at least get a kill and deny the income, but they're the ones falling behind. Both teams in trouble. Solar Beam dropped. All members of the team low on health. Perfect combo there from Corky, cleaning it up, and now they've got the double orb, exactly what they needed to stay in the fight.
Exactly, very nice done here by Corky. Picks up the orb and he gets the kill as well for his team. Divinovic looking for that red damage. He has his wings active here. Corky in big trouble. He swaps over to Monkarns and erases his character in 2 hits there. Now looking for Corky, and this is what we were talking about in the pregame. The Retribution Paladin doing so much damage to these orb carriers. Lontar gets interrupted by the Shadow Priest into a silence. Corky potentially could go down, and he does. Nala immediately picking up one of the orbs. Sona picking up the other orb. It's looking good again for Team Bigburstovic as Lontar now gets cleaned up here in the middle. Acro is going to go ahead and stay in stealth and wait for the stacks to ramp up a little bit before he decides to engage here on the Shadow Priest. He gets the double garrote, swaps over to Nala, tries to erase him here with the help of Cervantes. I think Void Shift actually was forced out there by Sona to keep Nala alive there to ensure that they're getting both of their points. Now I think Sona still has his dispersion, so really nice play there to keep the orb in their possession as those points are racking up.
Nala targeted down. How much longer can they keep him alive? The double cap finally taken away, but still holding on to 1. Now Divinovic with the quick pick. Still has 2 orbs for the team. now once again establishing almost a double point domination against skill cap. But look at the mana. Orcstone Die has none. He's in a hex. Bubblevik's stunned. Sona will fall. Where's the pickup? Monk Arns rolls over. Jamma gets gripped away. Good teamwork for Monk Arns to get the pickup, but they need to wipe it up. They have to clean this out. Divinovic with the orbit, 60% increased damage taken and no mana on the Shaman. Crowd control into Bubblevic and likely to find a kill. Can they get it? Orcstone Die is sitting down for a drink. Bubblevic has to keep the team going by himself, but he does it. Orcstone Die get mana and stay in the fight. Now ahead of Lone Tar in terms of mana, in terms of points, even on orbs. But suddenly Divinovic gets bursted. Jammo reversing with 2 Chaos Bolts of his own. Monk Arns barely survives that hit. Suddenly Skill Cap have 2 orbs in their possession. If they can hold on to it, even for a few seconds, they could be tying up the score. Monk Arns needs to be careful. Ring of Peace, how well can he utilize it? Not able to. Mortal Coil away from its safety. Nala on target. Cavi with potentially redirected damage to sacrifice. Limited mana. Jammu actually getting owned right now. Orcstone Die, Conduit Interrupt, double Warstomp. They're going to find the kill into the Destro Lock. Without the Chaos Bolts, can they get a kill on the double orb possession? Desperately trying to, but I don't think they can. That perfect timing, the double Warstomp, perfectly placed by Skill Capped, is allowing them to somehow, someway claw back in the point standings. Monk Arns falls down, Divinovic with the pick, but now only a 100-point lead.
Skill Cap tying things up here for us as Corky is trying to survive, and he's doing some nice jukes there to stay in the middle actually, but he gets caught up in the kidney shot, gets immediately deleted. Acro with the quick pickup there, already in positioning as that orb carrier goes down, keeps the orb in Skill Cap's possession and going back into the middle now, looking for Divinovic, but Divinovic is a ret with full HP and wings, looking at Acro. One attack might just take him down here. Infernals get dropped, Acro falls, and we see the orb is once again picked up here by Sona, making his way down to the middle. The ideal orb carriers here for Team Bigburstovic as they secure a big lead. Jammu now going to take down Lontar as well. Cervantes ducking out of the fight, doesn't want anything to do with this as we see a full team wipe here for Bigburstovic. That should be it.
That's it. Skill Cap, they're out. There's no way. That's it. They're done. They just got 2-0'd by Bigburstovic. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have bet with my brain. I'm not sure. I mean, Corky's trying to pull something together here, but it's basically impossible. The Ret Paladin Dream, the Retribution Paladin Dream, only 100 more points to go. They're just getting smashed. Corky's so low on health. I mean, he's doing everything he can, but with a rogue on him, no way. You're out. Skill Caps are out of the tournament, and Bigburstovic with their unique composition, maybe not. If Sona goes down with 10 points left on the clock, there's defensive cooldown. Sona is not going to be going down. Bigburstovic take it 2-0.
Bigburstovic has done it. They have 2-0'd Skill Cap once again to make it to the grand finals. And you know, it's a thing here where picking with your heart has gone better than picking with your brain. So we will see Bigburstovic in the finals.